against this idea that we shouldn't be living life. Like, we should be living life vigorously.
I picked up a microphone and decided I want to be the podcast host that makes you think and has you feeling like you belong somewhere. Welcome to another edition of Vigorously with me, Val Kleinhands. Welcome, model, content creator, and actress Jaada Lawrence-Green in the building. I am so thrilled that you are here, Jaada. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
I know you had a little bit of a content day today. Instagram told me. Tell me about your day. What'd you shoot today?
So I was shooting for a really exciting brand that I'm working with, which I can't really say right now, but I'm so excited to be able to share the content and also for them to share it on their page too. So yeah, it's been a really fun day.
Yeah, we gotta watch the socials for that, I'm sure. So was it photos? Was it video? All the above?
Yeah, so I shot a little bit of photos and also some video content too. So it's been a mix. Also a little bit for my Instagram as well. So I've kind of mixed it up. So it's been some content for brands as well as myself too, which has been fun.
Yes, booked and busy. We'd love to hear it. Now, as I was reading about you, I learned that you used to do pageants, or maybe you still do, I'm not sure, but you've done them before too. I used to do them when I was a little girl, and I stopped because I couldn't handle like all the prep work and all the bobby pins and all the hairspray. And I was trying to get sponsors to like sponsor you to be part of it. Like it was exhausting. It was almost a full-time job in itself. But I have fond memories, and it definitely told me that I could speak well, and it got me on the spokesmodel type track. So, do you have fond memories of being in pageants too? Do you still do them?
No, so I don't do pageants anymore, but that's something that I absolutely loved doing as a kid. And I totally agree with you. You do have really fond memories of it. And it's something that is really helpful for like confidence boosting, like being out on stage in front of so many people and the preparation. Oh my goodness, it's another level. So you've got the
Yeah.
outfit, the hair, the makeup. So you can totally remember probably that experience yourself. It's
Mhm.
such a crazy but kind of amazing experience, and you get to meet so many different people as well, which I absolutely loved about that experience, and some which I still know to this day. So yeah, pageants aren't actually a part of my life anymore, but they were such a big part of my life growing up.
Yeah, they are a confidence booster, and you can make friends during them too, even as little girls. Like it's not always about the makeup and the glitz and the glamour. There's more to it just than just that. That's what I learned with it too. Although I feel bad for the maid who was cleaning the hotel room after, and all the bobby pins that she probably found that were still on the floor that I forgot to pick up, and it probably ruined her vacuum. Like God knows. It
I can relate to that because all of the hairstyling, oh my goodness,
yeah,
the amount of like bobby pins that you have to put in your hair to keep it
too
in
many.
place for like those like 2 minutes that you're on stage, and then
Yeah.
it's like constant hair changes. Yeah, honestly, I do
Yeah.
not envy anybody who had to clean up the room. We tried to keep it as tidy as possible, but it's like so hard
It's
with everything that goes into like preparing, which I can tell, you can already tell. It's
yeah.
absolutely crazy. But it's just it's all part of like the crazy experience of it all. I think I'd totally do it all over again as well. It was so much fun.
Yeah, me too. Well, and you've had some preparation, kind of, sort of. I mean, when it comes to modeling and acting too, because you've been doing it forever, like literally since you were very, very young. Um, you're still continuing that journey now as an adult. I just wanted to ask, what made you decide to stick with it? Do you just love it that much?
Yeah, so I think modeling has always been a big part of my life. And growing up, that's where modeling kind of originated for me. And I realized as a kid that I really enjoyed it. So I started very, very young, like as a baby. And I think my parents saw something in me to want me to continue to pursue that path. So as a child, like I was kind of put through like the photo shoots and things like that. And then as I began to get older and understand the industry myself, I kind of formed my own opinion of the industry, and I had started to love it even more. So I love the fact that I was really actively involved in the industry and in the photo shoot process and really understanding like the work that went into modeling itself. So I think
Yeah.
that's actually played a role in me doing it as an adult now, because it's in a slightly different capacity in terms of like the types of campaigns as a child and as an adult that you do. But also I get to do a lot of commercial work, which is something that has kind of stayed with me throughout the process as well, which I kind of like about the experience.
Yeah, it kind of sounds like you might have been a little bit involved with the behind the scenes sort of aspect too, and that's where you learn. a lot of this, what it takes to make that type of content amazing.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think having the first-hand insight into the behind the scenes parts of it has been so kind of inclusive in terms of modeling and also in terms of like the way that I've evolved as a person. So I think it's all helped to kind of like shape me as a person and also form my pathway in terms of the way that I've gone with my career as well.
Yeah. What's the number one no-no to like when you're coming to work? This is a job. Let's not forget. Like it looks fun, but you're going to work. It is modeling. It's a modeling job. It is an acting job. What is the biggest no-no that you like should not do on set for anybody that hasn't done it before?
Oh, I would say the biggest no-no, I try not to chew gum. I feel like that's the
Yeah.
biggest no for me. I know that's like, it sounds really small, but it's one of those things that like chewing gum, you forget sometimes that you have gum. And
Yes.
like that could be so distracting. Like if you like completely forget and then you go on set and then someone has to remind you, or like you completely forget and then you're like mid-shot and then you're like, oh my goodness, you're thinking about it because then it distracts you. So that I would say is probably that's my big no-no on set. Like I try not to chew gum. If I'm going to have anything, it'll probably be a mint beforehand because then
Yeah.
you can like totally get rid of that and then you don't have to think about that whilst you're like
No.
working.
Right. And if it's a kissing scene, the actor on the other end probably appreciates that.
Yeah, I
They
think so.
they probably do. I used to get in trouble in school for chewing gum all the time and talking too much, shockingly. Those were my things.
But it's
So
helping now. It's
it
like
had
that's
kind
yeah,
of, yeah,
helpful.
kind of. I mean, it would have been nice to like get a report card that didn't say shut this kid up once in a while, but like, would have been nice, I'm sure, for my parents to see a few more A's and less C's and B's, but it happens.
No, I get it.
So quick glance on Instagram also told me that this isn't the only thing you do. Music is also part of your life too. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so I started doing music as a teenager. I released a few songs then, and I love doing it for fun. I love putting my music out there and sharing it with the world. So I put it out there as a teen, and then I took a little bit of a break. And I recently kind of reconvened into the music world and started to release my own songs as an adult. And I've
Mhm.
really enjoyed the experience of like sharing my music in a different way, because as a child, it was very like kind of like cheesy pop, and now it's still in the pop vein, but it's very much like more of like an adult style pop kind of music sound,
Mm.
which I really like. And I love just sharing my music, seeing how people receive it. It's like the
Mhm.
greatest part of it for me. So I'm so glad that I'm doing it again.
Yeah. How do you think that your music today has matured? Is it in the writing? Is it sonically?
Yeah, so I think as a child, it was very much like cheesy pop. So it was kind of like more based on like experiences that I maybe haven't had, like crushes, or at the time it was very much
Oh, okay.
based or like friendship based, which were experiences that I had, but also like crush based with very like cheesy teen kind of feelings. Whereas like as an adult, it's more about like relationships and like kind of evolving in that pathway, as
Mhm.
opposed to like those feelings and experiences that kind of like evolve as a child to adult kind of thing.
Right. And your man is just trying you and you just need to vent about that for a minute.
Yeah. Yeah. Or it's like take us back together again. You're like reminiscing on like
Yeah.
a previous relationship. So yeah, it's like so different. But I kind of like the way that it's gone, especially as like I was definitely like talking more so about like crushes and things like that as a kid, which is so cute. And like I love like seeing it like evolve into like something different, and like speaking and like writing about my own experiences now as an adult. It's just funny to see like the contrast of them both.
Oh, I'm sure. So you still look back fondly on the older stuff when you've done when you were a child.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. Like I love that phase of me. I loved how like carefree I was as a child, especially in the music scene. I love that my music was so I call it cheesy myself. I love that it was so cheesy because that was like everybody as a teenager, right? Like we all had
Mhm.
those crushes. We all
Oh
had
yeah.
like friends that we like would love to like write little lyrics about and music about, and like
Oh yeah.
get our own little songs. And like yeah, that was kind of it for me as a teen, and I love that I had that experience and actually got to share it too, which I think is like so kind of fearless of me and so cool.
Yes, not a lot of, well, when you're that young, you don't always get the opportunity to, unless you're the Spice Girls or Hanson or NSYNC or Backstreet Boys. I mean, I grew up being fans of all of them, but they were the ones that had the opportunity. And I think that's why, like, us normals, for lack of a better term, like, related to them so much, especially the Spice Girl for me, because I was all about my girlfriends and supporting my girls. And that was their message. Loved, love, love, love them. Still today. I'll say it. I love the Spice Girls.
And Spice Girls are so good. Oh my goodness. Like they were just icons for me and still are to this day. There are still songs that I hear and I'm like singing along
Yes.
to it. Like you just can't help yourself, can you?
Right, and you can't, and now, except now it's in a grocery store or like on a Tide commercial, and you're like, God damn, I'm getting old. Like, like I can't take this. Like,
No, I get
uh,
it. I get it. I
but
get it.
it used to be a music video on TV. Now it's the grocery store, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is my sign. This is my sign.
Like
Who are
getting
you?
older. Oh no.
Exactly. Musically, who are you listening to today?
Oh, that's a good one actually. So I've been listening to a mix of artists. I love Beyonce, so I listen to
Of
Beyonce songs
course.
all the time, like classic Beyonce fan. Still a
Mhm.
Rihanna fan, absolutely love Rihanna. Taylor Swift also. Do you know, she
Mhm.
was somebody that I listened to when I was younger and then kind of stopped for a little bit. But I've really started to
Yeah.
like recent music and I love the fact that she's been on tour and it's been such a success and just looking at her grow and the music that I used to listen to and the music now, so contrasting and she's evolved so much as an artist. Like I love that about her. So yeah, those are the artists that I've been listening to.
Yeah, she's a great example of what we're talking about too, with transitioning from the childlike content, for lack of a better term, to
Yeah.
okay, now I'm a woman and I have different things to say as an adult woman. She has
Yeah.
navigated that flawlessly. Actually, both her and Beyonce. Let's not forget Destiny's Child. We're gonna come correct. Let's not forget Destiny's Child. Her and Beyonce have done the same thing, and they've also been able to cross genres seamlessly. I wasn't mad at Cowboy Carter. I was here for Cowboy Carter. I was like, let's go. Let's hear what she has to do.
Do you know, that surprised me actually, because I didn't think that Beyonce would do that type of album,
Me either.
but I actually really liked it. Like at
Yeah,
first I was a bit like, oh, okay, this is different. It took a moment to get used to it because I was so used to like all of the normal kind of styles, previous styles that Beyonce had.
right.
And like this was so contrasting that I was like, I didn't know if I'd like it at first, but I really, really loved it. And like, I think that was like a really cool transition for her to go into something that nobody would really have expected her to go into, but to
Yeah.
excel in it like she did.
I didn't hate it. For me, it was, for me, maybe as an American, for us, it was something different because we don't hear a lot of Black artists transition to the country genre. And like we can name, I can name a Black country artist on my hand, on my fingers. Like I can count them on my 10 fingers. I don't know of any more than that. But for her to do it, I'm like, please let this be the trend from now on. Because if she can do it, this has to open the door for others because I want to hear what they have to say too, because I want to hear that different perspective. So I'm excited to see where it goes from here.
Oh yeah, no, me too. I think she's done such a good job of like making her mark as a Black female country artist. Like
Mhm.
that's something that is definitely, as you said, has been unheard of. And like I can see why like Dolly Parton had commended her so much as well. I think
Yes.
just like yeah, both paved the way in such different ways. But I hope that there are more Black country artists because I think there needs to be. I
Yeah.
think she's yeah, I can't wait to see that industry evolve as well.
Let's go. So, other than that, I mean, and other than doing all the things, and speaking of doing all the things, I would love to play a little bit of a fill in the blank with you. So, I'll give you a sentence, you could fill in the blank. My dream job would be blank, fill in the blank.
Oh no, I don't have a dream job. I feel like I have. Do you know what? I'm so bad at this and I have about a million things to say. But yeah, I feel like I'm doing all the things that would make my dream job. So it's kind of
Solid
everything.
answer.
It's,
Yeah,
it's everything or I'm gonna go with everything because I feel like I'm doing that
everything.
already.
That's the Beyonce answer. That's what she said. And she was like, we're going to do everything I want to, period. That's the Kanye answer. I'm going to do everything I want to now. I love that.
I was like, I can't choose just one because I feel like, yeah, everything. I'm happy with everything. So
Well, you've done so much already. That's what made me think. Excuse me. That was what made me think that, like, is there anything else she would want to do? And that's what made me want to ask. But Yes, everything. You'll try everything.
Yeah, I think everything right now that I'm doing, I'm like absolutely in love with. So that's why I can't even choose like one dream job because I feel like I'm at a point now where I'm kind of doing everything that I want to do and kind of almost living my own dream because I'm doing everything that I want to do. So that is just kind of what makes me happy.
Yeah, specifically when it comes to the skills that you've learned that come with modeling, that come with acting, that come with being in music. Are there any other skills or things that you might want to learn still that you haven't yet?
Ooh, that's a good question. I feel like directing would be really interesting to
Mm,
navigate. That's something that I'd love to explore a little bit more and something that I haven't looked into at all yet. I've always found that aspect of the industry really interesting. So
mhm.
yeah, that's definitely an avenue that would be amazing to pursue. And yeah, I would say that one. I would say that would be the key avenue for
Yeah,
me that I'd love to look into
directors,
a little bit more.
that's admirable. Directors get to tell a story. So what story would you maybe want to tell if you are a director in that scenario? What story would you might want to tell?
Ooh, I think I really like thriller movies. So I
Mm,
think something along that concept would be really interesting because I love the way that you can build up those types of movies and
yeah.
you can kind of navigate them in different ways. And yeah, I just think it would be really, really interesting to explore from a director's perspective.
Hmm. Psychological thrillers are my favorite. Something like Gothica or just like iconic, where or just where you think you know what's happening, but you're not 100% sure, and then things go in a completely different direction, like the Shyamalan twist. Those are my
Yeah.
kind of those are my kind of thrillers that I enjoy watching too. I'll watch those all day.
No, I totally relate to that. Like, I love those too. That's why I chose thrillers. I was like, yeah, they're absolutely amazing. And there's so many different twists and turns that you can take as an actor and also as a director and as a viewer. It's just such an insane and compelling watch.
Hmm. After a long day of shooting and filming content, recording content, what do you like to do to unwind? Like you're finally done. How do you just, okay, this is my woosah time.
Oh, so my favorite way of unwinding, I would probably say either watching TV or in complete contrast, but still kind
Mhm.
of like really relaxing is like a spa day. Because then you don't
Mm,
think about like anything, you're just thinking about relaxing. And it's just a nice way to kind of like take your mind off things and just like completely unwind and relax.
yeah, trashy reality TV or in binging junk food. That's my
Oh,
thing. Whenever I'm
yeah.
give me Love Island and give me like a bag of Ruffles all to myself or a whole pizza to myself. I will do it.
Okay, Love Island, definitely. I love
Yeah.
watching that. And Married at First Sight. That's something that I really love watching too. I don't know if you watch.
Yes. Yes. It's insane to me. I don't know
So
that I
good.
could do it. I
It's
I
like
don't
such like I mean I think I've nearly watched like all of them now. But yeah, there's like a most recent one that I'm watching at the moment, the one
Mhm.
that's just aired in the UK. I'm getting into that and I'm so excited about that. But there's also been like the Australian ones, which yeah, I've been watching all of them. So yeah, that's something that I love watching to unwind.
I don't think I could get married at first sight. I couldn't do it. There's so much risk involved. Like, sometimes it works out and the couple grows to love each other, but like, oh my
Yeah.
God, I don't think I could do it.
It's hard, isn't it? It's like it's one of those things. I feel like you've got to be like that sort of person that is just gonna jump in and like take the experience as it is and
Hmm.
just go with it. And so I think it's very, very challenging. I don't
Hmm.
know. I don't know if I could do that. It's such a big thing, isn't it?
It
Like
is.
choosing
It's a
that person for the rest of your life and seeing them like on the altar, like that's huge.
I
So
know.
I don't
At least at Love Island, like you get to hang out with them at the villa before like really coupling up, but I don't
know.
know.
Yeah, I don't know. It's so hard. But I could also see the opposite side as well, like the excitement of it all, like just meeting your
Mm,
partner at the altar. Like that
hmm.
seems like so exciting and so fun because you're literally just going based on like what you see when you get there, really, and then just going
Yeah.
with that experience, which I mean, that seems quite fun.
Yeah. It's a
Sad,
story
but fun. time.
It's a story for later, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So what is next for you? What can we look forward to coming from you? I know we talked about a little bit of content earlier in the beginning, but anything else we should look out for?
Yeah, so not things that I can say just now, but like there's some really exciting things which I'm excited to share. So I can't wait to share all of those things soon. So in the content space, in the modeling space, I can't wait to share that sort of stuff with everyone when I can do.
Yeah, we'll be there. Best place to follow you is on socials, right? You're everywhere. I know you've got your own website. I know you're on Instagram, everywhere.
Yeah, so best place to follow me is on socials. Instagram is great. I'm also on TikTok. I've got my own websites as well. So with content, I've got my content creation website and main website. So yeah, pretty much anywhere and everywhere you can find me.
Yes, let's go. Can't wait to see it all. Jada, thank you so much for your time.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. It's been so nice talking to you.